nobody watching, nobody knows that.
Nobody knows.
Oh, now one person knows. Now 2 person knows.
No, look who's set design. Jingle all over. Morning, everybody. So I can't make it. Hi everyone! Waving back to all the waves. We'll just wait a couple of minutes and we'll get started. Let's get ready to rumble. Hi Lydia, thanks for joining us. Dylan and Amber, they help their mum make your stream a background. Hi Dylan and Amber, that's right. I was gonna say you practically made this, guys, as well. So Dylan and Amber, whose mummy made this lovely backdrop here. Hi Phoebe and Lizzie. Thanks for joining us, hope you're okay. So talking of backdrops, I don't know if anybody's noticed the beautiful set design going on by Zaya Dakert. So let's give Zaya a round of applause for his setup this morning.
Well,
how beautiful.
That wasn't mine, you did it.
No, you placed the plants like this.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So should we forward a little bit so everybody can see you now? Yeah? Should we forward? Come on. A bit more. Because you're going to have to teach as well, not just me. So, we thought, because Zaya is not at school at the moment, because he's in year 3, so anybody, I think, from year 2 to year 5 is probably not at school right now. So hopefully, this will give you a little bit of information and just give you a little bit of an insight into what we've learned over the past few weeks. Some things we already knew, some things we've learned more about. So we're going to tell you about 2 important people in Black history, okay? So the first one we're going to look at is from over 600 years ago. No, because you're going to chew me on that. Sit down. So we're going to go 600 years ago, and we discovered...
What did he say?
I said, you said this one. So we discovered that through our DNA, so what's our DNA, Zaya? Did you tell them what our DNA is?
Blood.
Our blood. So our DNA is what's inside us that makes us who we are. So you're able to check your DNA, so your grown-ups are able to check their DNA, and it will tell you exactly whereabouts in the world they're from. So in our DNA, we've got a country in Africa called Benin, and we worked out that we could potentially be related to one of the greatest kings of Africa, didn't we?
No.
Last night Zaya was Googling away to see if we could find out more information. So we're going to look at Oba Ewuare, okay? So he was the king of Benin back in 1400s, which was ages and ages and ages and ages and ages away. So what does Oba mean?
King.
King. So if you're a king, you're called an Oba. So Zaya could be Oba Zaya. So this king, this Oba, was called Oba Ewuare, okay? And his name meant the coming of peace. So Ewuare meant that peace is coming, or the end of any wars, and he was something that was amazing. He's also called Oba Ewuare the Great. So it's pretty cool title to add.
First.
Yeah, he's the first, because there's actually two of them. But he was the first one. So he was really important because he created a government within where he lived, in Benin. So he split it off into different areas, and there were bosses of each area. So there were people who were doctors, all lived together, and they all worked together in one area, in one district. Then you had another area, and it was all the architects, so all the people who built things. Then you had the sculptors, and what was really famous in Benin was their sculptures. So they had bronze and gold masks and heads, and it was very, 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 very rich. Do we know how rich Oba Ewuare was? Very, 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 very rich. And he lived in a massive palace. And what did he have as a pet?
Cheetahs.
He had cheetahs. He had 2 cheetahs that were on chains.
How do you have cheetahs as pets?
I mean, I wouldn't have a cheetah as a pet, but this king was so important. And the reason why was the cheetah was the symbol of power. So it showed that everybody in Benin that he was the most powerful one in the kingdom. So that was Oba Ewuare. Then, let's see what else we found out on this one. Yes, it was split up into different areas, and it was famous for their bronze sculptures. And what happened was, because Benin was on the edge of Africa, people from Portugal came, and they were like, ooh, this is really fancy here. We like it here, don't they? And the Portuguese were like, we want some of this. And Oba Ewuare started to trade with them, so they started to swap different things with them. And so he was in charge of all the swapping of gold and pepper and ivory. So all the rich things came from where he lived. That's right. We've done that, we've said that already. I've got notes to the side of me so I don't forget anything. So they were unsure how he died, but apparently he was buried in Benin City. So that is Oba Ewuare the Great. So he was one of the biggest, most important kings from back then, and still now, and people still talk about him now in history. So now... Go on then. We've done that part. I'm skipping forward because I know it already. I've just put that. We've got a laptop here just in case we forget any information. It's a shame we've not got pictures. Maybe we could do that next time with the projector, couldn't we? Right, next up. Who wants to be a millionaire?
No.
No, you don't want to be a millionaire? Does anybody want to be a millionaire who's watching? If you want to be a millionaire, give us a love heart or a wave or a comment. Anybody who's watching want to be a millionaire? What is a millionaire?
I don't want to be a millionaire.
You don't want to be a millionaire. What is a millionaire? Do we know?
I want money to give homeless people.
But if he was going to give it to homeless people, to be a millionaire would be good, and then he would give even more money to homeless people.
Somebody wants to be a millionaire.
Somebody wants to be a millionaire. So we've got some people watching who want to be a millionaire. So we're going to talk about the first female self-made millionaire in America. And I think recently, so some of you who might watching will know that I think Kylie Jenner was meant to be the first self-made female billionaire, something like that. But we're going to talk about just over 100 years ago when there was the first female millionaire. She was self-made. So it was just over 100 years ago. So a millionaire is somebody who's got £1 million or $1 million in this case. So this millionairess was called Madam C.J. Walker. Okay? And that wasn't actually her real name. Her real name was Sarah. Go on, hit it on there, that's it. Her real name was Sarah, but her business and her professional name was Madam C.J. Walker. C.J. Walker was actually her husband. That's right. And why was she a millionaire? Could you tell everybody why she was a millionaire? Sit properly on there so you don't...
Some hair products on.
Some hair products on, some hair products. So,
can I tell the story?
Go on then. Without looking at that, what can you tell me? Because that's just bullet points, you might not understand it. Should we close it and test ourselves?
Yeah, I don't.
Go on then. We're closing the laptop and we're going to test ourselves. Let's go for it.
So, Madam CJ Walker would see like, what? No hair products for me.
You have to talk that, not to me, you have to talk that way.
Hair.
Yeah, for curly hair, so people who have hair like her.
So she said, oh, I'm going to make my own hair product.
I'm going to make my own hair products.
So she did it and tried it on and said, ooh, I like it. So she makes some, sold it and sold it. She became a billionaire. Millionaire. What's billionaire?
That's if you've got £1 billion or $1 billion.
Is million more?
No, million is less, billion is more. But back then, £1 million would have been a lot, because this is over 100 years ago, remember? So it would have been way bigger. So Madam C.J. Walker, as Zaya said, she had different problems with her scalp, and she noticed that a lot of other black women with same hair as her had the same problem with her scalp. So she made a product, and she noticed that it helped her hair and it made her hair grow even longer. So she had pictures from before she tried the product, and she had pictures from after, and it showed her going bald in some areas and then with long hair in other areas later on after she'd used this product. So, because she was a woman as well, did you know this, Zaya? That when she tried to buy a building for it to become like the factory of where she made her products, or the hairdressers of where she did the treatments, they didn't really want to let her have the building because she was a woman, because she was a lady. Did you know that?
Why?
Do you think that's fair?
No.
Do we think that's fair, watching? That would be like, so we're at our place now, and I'm the boss of our place, aren't I?
I love how it went up.
Yeah, so I'm the boss of our place. So that would be like me wanting to come to our place and being like, oh, I want to do this here and I'm going to do boom chicka boom stuff here. But then the man who owned it saying, oh no, you can't have this place because you're a lady. Would that be fair? No. So Madam C.J. Walker, she was clever. She took her husband's name, so her husband was called C.J. Walker, and he took care of all the business side of things. So he promoted the product and he took care of like the building stuff. So he would go to the meetings and be like, hello, I'm the man, and I'm part. You've got to shake my hand, we're doing business. Hello, I'm the man, I'm here to do the business. Okay. And he would do all that side of stuff, and then the lady, Madam C.J. Walker, she would sell it. So she would do the treatments. But what was really clever about Madam C.J. Walker, because remember, women and ladies weren't equal then. They weren't equal to men. So men were allowed to do a lot more than women. So when she got that little bit of power and she was earning money and she had buildings, she thought, how can I use this power? And she gave jobs, important jobs, to other women, to other ladies who didn't have important jobs at that time. She taught them what to do. And then all the people who worked for her, a lot of the people who worked for her were ladies.
So
using
now,
your powers.
So what happened then? They got...
Yeah, but only in that business, not in the world, just in that business. So she made lots of changes, because normally women didn't work doing that. Women would be like, you stay at home and do the cooking and the cleaning and look after the children. You can't have a proper job.
So then they went man.
Yeah. It went the opposite way around, because
then
more.
Then it went down.
Yeah.
Then the men were low.
Yeah.
And they had to do all the work.
Just in that business, yeah. Not around the world though. That was just in that one business. So Madam C.J. Walker made it a little. Well, I think she made it overly fair. She made it so most people who worked for her, I think, were female. So they were women.
So the men didn't have a job.
Yeah, the men did have a job, but before this, a lot of the women didn't have those kinds of jobs. So she managed to be the first female self-made, which means that nobody gave her the money, she just made it from scratch, millionaire. And she is in the Guinness World Book of Records as well. So that's pretty good. And she was famous for saying, now this is on my laptop that we've closed, but she was famous for saying, do you remember the saying, what she said? I forgot what it was. I gave myself a start by, I forgot what it was, can you remember what it was? Let's see if I can get it up on my laptop for you guys.
What did you say again?
What was she famous for saying?
Because she did a heart product.
Yeah, but she said, I got my start by giving myself a start. Ooh, dropped my hair on the laptop. So she got her start from giving herself a start, and that's what she said. So by that, remember what I talked to you about by saying she didn't have anything, hair products for her type of hair. So she invented her own. So instead of going, oh, there's no products for me, my hair, my poor hair, my hair's coming out, and none of these shops sell anything for me. Instead of doing that and instead of complaining about it, what did she do?
She just made her own.
She was like, I'm not bothered, I'll make my own. I know how to look after my hair, and my hair is similar to other people. So instead of getting upset about it, and instead of getting angry about it, she was like, right, I'm going to make my own. So she got...
So she got...
Are you copying me?
I copied me.
I'm going to pick my nose.
I'm going to lick my nose.
And what else do we know about Madam C.J. Walker? Oh, and she got to go to meet the president. She got to go meet the president, and she used her voice to make lots of different changes as well.
Why are you copying me?
What?
Why are you copying me what I'm saying? Why are you copying me?
This is what happens when you do lives with people who are donuts. So, that is Madam C.J. Walker and Ewuare.
But first, we're going to read a story.
Yeah, I found a story. So recently, I bought some new books from a lady in Leeds, and her business is called Book Dynasty.
Book Dynasty.
Book Dynasty, I think. I hope that's right. On Instagram, book_dynasty, I believe. She might have a Facebook page as well. But yeah, she sells lots of books. So I found this book. Love hearing about that amazing black girl boss. That's right. One of the finest. First millionaire, imagine.
Ooh.
Imagine how proud her family would have felt. They'd have been like... Oh, and that's another thing, what was really good about her. Everybody in her family worked for her, so her husband, her husband's family, and I think her sister. And
everybody in the world.
If you've got Netflix, there is a drama about her, and it's called Self-Made.
What is drama?
Like a programme about her. It's called Self-Made. I don't know if it's child-friendly. So, Zaya didn't watch it, I watched it. I don't know if it's child friendly, but it's a good one for the grown-ups, and you can maybe watch it and check. I'm not sure, I can't vouch for that one. There might be some naughty words and stuff in there. I thought he was going to say like a word, like naughty words, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, do check that out, grown-ups, if you're watching. That's a really good story, and it tells you a bit more in depth. So, I found this book in the books that I got from Book Dynasty, and this is called I Love My Hair. So I thought we'd share this one, since as though Madam C.J. Walker became a millionaire by selling stuff for her hair. Dun 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 dun.
So if you were that time, where your hair would be? Is it getting brown?
Oh, it's because it's dyed there.
No.
He keeps thinking I'm going grey, guys.
It says grey.
Even if I was, I don't mind.
It was grey.
He's constantly looking for grey hairs and pointing.
I see it.
I don't mind having grey hair. I think grey hair's pretty cool, guys.
Grey hair?
Yeah. Anywho, let's read the story to finish up with, guys. So this story is called I Love My Hair. Sitting tight and comfy. Let's go for it.
Let's go for it.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Stop copying me.
Stop copying me.
Stop copying me.
Right, now let's read the story.
Let's read. Every one night before I go to bed,
Okay.
Mama
combs
my hair. It sits between her knees, resting my elbows on her thighs like pillows. Mama is away, Jenna.
Am I always gentle? Oh, goodness me. So Mama is always gentle. Am I always gentle when I comb your hair?
No.
Anybody who's at home, are your grown-ups gentle when they comb your hair? Everyone's shouting, no! I used to cry my eyes out getting my hair combed when I was younger. And screaming. She rubs coconut oil along my scalp and slowly pulls the comb through my hair. But sometimes it hurts. Everyone's like, all the time it hurts. So that's a lovely picture of her getting her hair combed.
Wait, could I see it again? I didn't see it.
Sorry. Mama gets to especially tangled places. I try my hardest not to cry, sucking in my breath and pressing my hands together until they're red. So now the pain's kicking in. Sorry, someone was ringing me Facebook. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So now it's starting to hurt. But a few tears always manage to squeeze out. Mama, stop! I cry when I can't stand the comb tugging at my hair any longer. Look at all that hair.
Whoa! Can I see that hair? What did it look like? What?
Mama puts the comb down and rubs my hurting places as she leans close to me like she has a big secret to tell. Do you know why you're so lucky to have a head of hair, Kayana? She asks. I shake my head. No, because it's beautiful and you can wear it in any style you choose. I can spin your hair into fine, soft yarn, just like our grandmothers did at their spinning wheels, and weave it into a puffy little bun.
What? Is that real?
I don't think so. But she's saying it's so soft that you could make beautiful yarn to make clothing with and stuff. Or I can part your hair into straight lines and plant rows of braids along your scalp. The way we plant seeds in our garden, then wait for them to grow. So see all the partings, when she has her hair in plaits, they're really straight. Like when you're planting all those seeds up in the farm.
Then because it's long.
In the morning, before we walk to the store, Mama adds beautiful beads to the end of my braids. The beads click to the rhythm of my walk, helping me remember what we're going to buy. Tap, tap, clickety-clackety, milk, bread, peanut butter. Anybody ever had beads in their hair before?
Peanut
do this.
butter. What's peanut butter?
Peanut butter. That one. Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
What?
Folks on the streets look at me and smile as I dance along to the tap, tap, clickety-clacky music my hair makes, just for me. So she's making music with her hair. Some days, I just let my hair be free. Oh, that was cool.
Wait, what should we do? I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, sorry guys. It's a picture of her dancing.
And guys, look at
And now look at it. It's like the world. It's got the moon behind her and the planet Earth. Some days I just let my hair be free to do what it wants, to go in which way it pleases. Oh, sorry, Instagram went off there. We're not doing very well, are we? With phone calls and stuff. Then my hair surrounds my head like a globe. This is my afro style. So look how perfect it looks, just like the globe.
Wait, what is that planet Earth?
Yeah, so half of it's her hair and half of it's planet Earth. So it's just
What?
showing how beautifully round it is.
Jupiter's
And that's
not there.
Jupiter. I love my hair because it's as thick as a forest, soft as cotton candy and curly as a vine winding upward, reaching the sky and climbing towards outer space.
Outer space? No, I'm going to help you outer space.
No. Imagine if your hair went to outer space. I wonder how long the longest hair in the world is. I'm going to Google it when we get
Ooh, I bet it's
I reckon
Chinese people.
Chinese people hair. Why?
Do you remember the prince hair?
Oh, when you was looking at Chinese
And
hair.
it goes right.
Oh yeah, we were talking about different types of hair. And we straight say and we the Chinese hair. All of the pictures are
And
very
I
straight.
found the prince one.
And there was a prince one that had really long hair. That's right. So maybe it is a Chinese person who's got the longest hair. Who knows? Anybody might be able to educate us. If anybody knows who's got the longest hair in the world, let us know. Today, I'm wearing it in my favourite style of all. 2 ponytails that stick out either side of my head and flap like air like the part of wings. One of these days, I might just take off and fly. So she talked about all the different hairstyles. Oh, that's the same author. I don't know if you can see this.
It's the same author.
Same author as this book, which Zaya's got. And it's called something about the barber shop. Oh yeah, I love my haircut, so it's about a boy going to the barber shop. Which we don't need to do anymore because I'm a barber. Check Zaya's hair out. He complained, he said it's not good enough.
Let's go.
It is for now. What's your favourite hairstyle to have?
My own.
What kind?
I want to make my own hairstyle.
Your own hairstyle. So anybody who's watching,
I want my hair bold.
bald, that's your favourite hairstyle. Well, we can do that when we get home if you want.
So I never get cut it.
So I don't have to comb it ever again. Then we won't have any arguments. So anybody who's watching, what's your favourite hairstyle? You got any favourite hairstyles? Anybody who's watching?
Is it finished yet?
Yeah, we're finishing up now.
Oh, but we saw where we have the side. So. Oh.
Any favourite hairstyles?
That's quick. Okay. So.
Anyone?
Crying face. Joined. Wave. There were loads of comments coming up. Whoa. Ooh, could I comment?
No one's sharing their favourite hairstyle?
What does the comment button do?
That's so you can comment.
What could I comment?
You can comment what you like. Okay, so, here we go.
Oh.
Phoebe likes plaits with yellow beads. I love that. That sounds beautiful. Zaya's commented on Instagram now. Braids are my favourite hairstyle.
Post.
Ego is Zaya's favourite hairstyle, apparently. So, quick on, that's it. Jump back. So, thank you to everybody who's tuned in with us today. Remember those 2 important people in history that we talked about, Oba Ewuare and Madam C.J. Walker. You can find out loads more information about them from the internet, television. See if you can find some programs, some videos, some pictures. Do check out the different art and things from Benin because that's amazing. I think you'll really like that.
We'll see you later.
I like plaits with pink beads.
I like that.
Lovely, Emma.
Pink
And I know you had your hair done when I came to see you to drop off your books before. I know you had your hair
Here is that.
done straight, didn't you? Or was it curly? I can't remember. One way or the other, it was different. But yeah, thank you for joining us, everybody. If you want more, let us know and we can find out some more interesting facts to share with you next Monday. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Bum-bum-bum-bum. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum.
Bye. Take the orange justice, bye.